everyone, and Happy New Year. So this is a great time to go through your last year, and kind of think about what you did and what kind of things you wanted to do and didn't get to do, or things that happened, or just like a journal of last year, if you will. I use a paper calendar, so I have a lot of different things written down through the year that I can kind of go back and see where I was and what I did. And from that, I can kind of sort of map out what are some things I'd like to do this year, some changes I'd like to make, or some information I need more information on. And, I've done it for many, many years, and it's a great way for me to remember what happened and kind of future trip on what I want to happen. And then that actually allows me to stay more in the moment of this is what I want right now. And I use it not only for what I want to do and what I want to see, but really how I felt about this year. So as you can imagine, the year of COVID was insane, and that was a huge sort of journaling at the end of the year for that. But there's other years where just not much happens, and that's good too. And I just, kind of go, well, this is my life now, I guess. But I also know that it helps me through the year to make decisions on what I used to think I wanted to do and now what I actually do want to do. I thought for a long time I wanted to move to a different country and live there for the rest of my life, retire there. And in the last just couple of years, I've noticed that I do not want to do that. That this is my home and this is where I'm going to stay. And at my age, this is perfectly fine for me. And that was something that journal helped me a lot last year to do, to kind of let go of that sort of dream, made another dream happen. And that fits much better for where I am and what I want to do. It also kind of gives me an idea of how awesome my life is and how grateful I am for my life, that, things happened and they weren't shooting live ammunition on me like they are with other people, or that I didn't go bankrupt, or, certain things that really tear people apart. These things did not happen. I lost really good friends. And it made me remember to go through the journal of who they were to me and who they still are to me, even though they've gone on. And that was a good sort of a toast to them, and, different ideas that I've had over the years, like I'm going to write a children's book, and I'm going to sing in public again, and I'm going to do this and do that. And sort of like, since I didn't put those things together, I probably don't want to do them, or maybe I do want to. So, it's really a sort of sitting down and have a heart-to-heart talk, have my sparkle heart on, heart-to-heart talk with me, my most closest and best person to talk this over with is myself. And it's really good, because I feel like a lot of my life, my early life, I was going through my life sort of unconscious and numb in a way. And now at these last many years that I have left on the planet, I don't want to be like that. I am okay with saying that I am woke and I want to stay woke. So these are ways that I sort of do that. Another way to sort of say goodbye to the old year and bring in the new year is, what is it that I'd like to let go of? So purging stuff out of my house obviously is a great idea. Going through my clothes and saying, I'm probably not going to wear this ball gown anymore. I'm not sure that I'm going to go to any more balls ever in my life again. So I'm going to let this go to something else. And also stuff I spend money on, maybe I don't really want to spend that money on that. So that frees up money, which is energy, to get other stuff that maybe I do want to do. I feel like when I look back on the last few years of my life, it seems like my life is travel, work, repeat. Travel, work, repeat. I love that so much. While I'm able to still travel and while I'm able to, and there's still really wonderful places I want to go, I want to be able to do that. So that is an okay thing to kind of pull over into this year, to next year to do. But there's other things that I look at and I go, that wasn't that fun last year when I did fill in the blank, or I didn't really go to the gym that often, so I'm going to let that money I'm going to let that go and bring that money back in something that I want. I have an active mind, as a lot of us do, and a creative self, that I think, well, maybe I'll take painting lessons. Well, I'll take one, and then I probably won't go ever again. Or perhaps I'll take tapping again. I tapped when I was a really little girl. I probably won't even I might buy the shoes and walk around with those cool tap shoes, but I probably will make it to one class, and then I'll hate it because I don't know how to tap. Or I've done that before where I thought I'm going to learn another language, and then I go one or two times and I think to myself, I don't like this. I don't know how to speak that language, and I feel like a dummy, and I'm not doing it. So I let go of things that in my mind, I can hear my mother or some adult telling me, oh, you should do this for your, because this is good for you. But when I look at the calendar from last year, I can see that maybe I set myself up for something, but I did not go. So I can let that be, Maybe, we just only have a certain amount of time in the day and in the week and in the month. So what do I really, really want to do? And I find that this is a really good way of purging that. And what do I not use anymore in my home? So there are other people out there that might use that. I can tell you, for me, in my street, I can put something out that I don't use anymore, or like anymore, or want to have anymore, and it will be gone by that day. And so it moves along down the line, which I think is a great idea. I used to, when I was struggling with my eating disorder, this time of year would be just full of such shame and sadness, and so mad at me that I didn't follow some kind of weird diet that I made up from a bunch of other diets, and I didn't do that, and so maybe I gained weight, and so now I can't eat for the last week of the year because I want to fit into a dress that I never even fit in since I was a teenager. And so I think some years ago, I gave that whole thing up. Diets don't work. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to drive myself insane with going back to school or doing a diet and getting smaller than I have been since I was 12, or singing lessons or whatever. It's like I've let those things go, and looking over the year, I can see this is what I really did, and this is what I really like to do. And if I want to add something, that's more than fine, but will I really do it? And that's always the question. Then I take those pages after I write this journal out of my year before, and I let them go. I used to burn them out in the yard, but we don't do that anymore. So I put them through a shredder and throw them away. But I just let them go. But I do a ritual where I burn sage, and I kind of, put it around myself, walk through my house with it, walk through my yard with it, and sort of cleanse out any stuff that I don't need anymore, anybody's opinions that just never have worked for me, any illness, or any, stuff that I just don't need, and stuff that what happens is that creates an opening for new stuff to come in. So that's my whole reason for doing that. So I have done this many times. Go through your closet. If you haven't worn that red dress that's really, really tight in a year or 2 or 5, it needs to go to the thrift store. If you haven't used all that crystal in your cabinets, maybe somebody else would really love having crystal. I don't use it. I'm not going to use it. I don't drink 5 different kinds of wine. I don't drink any wine, so why do I have 30 wine glasses? And just letting things go. I live in a beautiful town, Sonoma, and there's a lot of aging people here in our population. So I see people who have died, and then there'll be a little sign outside their home, and it'll say estate sale. And you go in, and this is this person's whole life in this house. And the people who run those estate sales are ruthless. They throw away things, whether the people liked them or not. And you see, oh, they have this bowl from Guam, and they have this Eiffel Tower thing, and they have, it's just, you see somebody else's life. And I think, how much did they enjoy those things at the end of their life? They may have enjoyed every little thimble in that house, or maybe not. So it's just up for review. And there's no right or wrong to do anything. It's just, what if you got killed this afternoon? What's going to happen to all your stuff? Maybe this is a good time to write down what you really do have and what you really do love, and put it in a trust for somebody. Or give it to somebody now. Go ahead and take that painting off the wall and give it to whoever wants it now, if you're done with it. So I guess what I'm saying is, as we say goodbye to 2023, I would love for all of us to let go of what we do not want and do not need anymore, emotionally, physically, mentally, and especially spiritually. Let go of these things that you think you should do, or ways to improve yourself, blah, blah, blah. Not that we can't shift and change and grow, because of course we can. But let go maybe of the demand that we put on ourselves, that we have to do stuff. So as we say goodbye to 2023, it's kind of a cool thing. It's December is 12. Then it's December 31 and 2023. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This going into this. And did I say that right? But you know what I get. So what's 2024 going to be like? We don't know. We have no idea. Who even knows what's going to be happening later this afternoon? So have a sense of wonder. Put down stuff that you'd like to have. Be willing to let it go if it doesn't happen. Yeah, so I want everyone to come to who they truly are and what they truly want in their lives. And most of the time, I find my clients just want to know who they are. They want to be happy with themselves. They want to get off their own case and love themselves unconditionally. speak to themselves. We need to speak to ourselves as if we are our own best friend or our own child, which of course we are. We are here with ourselves when we get here, and we are leaving only with ourselves when we leave. So if you have a little dog, take your dog and put her in your lap and say, what would you like to do this year? You know, Sheila probably wants to go to the dog park. She'd like to have some kibble, some snuggles, and a new bouncy squeaky ball. It's kind of like what she likes to do. So she's pretty simple. I seem to complicate things, and I feel like a lot of us do. Keeping it simple. They say in AA, KISS, keep it simple. I used to say something not very nice. It's keep it simple, sweetie. I think that's all I want to say today. I'm so happy that you're here. I'll do another one of these videos for the end of January, and we can all talk about how that was to let go of stuff we don't need anymore. Thank you so much for always listening to my podcast. Thank you very much for reading my newsletter. And also, thank you so much for being in my life. And don't forget to go to Patreon and support the show. But also, just know that whether I know you or not, I'm thinking of you when I do these newsletters and when I do the podcast. And I'm just so grateful for all of your love and attention this year. It makes me feel great, and I hope it helps you. Thank you very much, and have a great new year, and we'll see you next year. Thank you.